Hi, my name is Gregory, and today we're going to be going through my time developing professional practice in my placement for primary school. So I chose Wisewood Community Primary School as it has a low amount of students, meaning you really get that teacher-student relationship formed on trust and mutual respect. The demographic for this primary school was a mixed class of gender, with many students with different ethnicities, etc. The location was in Sheffield, up in Wisewood. So my experience prior to doing my 4-week placement was a year of coaching in athletics at EIS. I've also done a handball placement in primary school prior to this. And why did I choose Wisewood Primary School to do my placement? Well, I chose this primary school because it has a welcoming environment, and as it has a low number of students, you can form a good relationship with the students, and you can really set high expectations that go both ways. And not only this, but it's an inclusive school for all genders, religion and belief, ethnicities. So I also chose the primary school to do my placement as I want to expand my knowledge and my skills. So doing my placement at primary school allows me to do that. So touching up on all subjects means that if I'm going into a secondary school, I have the general knowledge and skills of how to perform and do lessons in a professional manner that's outside of PE. It's not just in PE. I can go to other subjects that they need to cover, and I can teach them lessons because I have the knowledge and the skills to do that professionally. So for my future career, I want to become a PE teacher. This is why I'm doing this course and getting this degree. And doing this placement has made me realise how passionate I am about teaching and ensuring that students have an active and engaged learning experience where they are developing new skills. So what outcomes were I hoping to achieve at the end of my placement? I wanted to know ways on how to become a successful teacher. I wanted to be creative to ensure that all students had a fun learning where they were motivated to take part. And I want to become confident in teaching students independently, and I want to be able to handle high stress situations where I'm put under pressure. So this is what my placement log looked like when I didn't have a day of doing PE. So we had registration, spellings and handwriting, English times tables, break, maths times tables, lunch, reading skills, humanities, computing, and at the end of the day we had a class reader. So this is what my day-to-day looked like, including PE. So the mornings were overall the same, but in the evening after lunch we would have reading skills, a library visit, and then PE from 2 till 3. So this is my lesson plan for the foundation stage in PE. As I went into doing foundation stage, Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2, I overall got the experience in a various amount of year groups. I went into foundation stage, year 3s, year 4s, who I were with the majority of the time, year 5s and 6s. But yeah, this is my lesson plan for the foundation stage, where we overall just went through gymnastics and developing the physical literacy skills, so learning how to balance, and I took my own group around for this lesson, and we went around the different obstacles that I set up, and I also went swimming with the Year 3 class where we learned about water safety, so how to stay warm in water, and the importance of water safety, why it's so important. So if they're stuck in a situation where they may need it for the future. For the Year 4 class, this is what we did and this is what we went through. As they were following the national curriculum, we were doing PE and we started off with vocab, so in PE we were doing tennis. So to make sure they overall gain skills in physically for learning how to do tennis, they also need to know some words mentally, so we went through what a ready position was, forehand, backhand, and a rally. We also did some stretches, and our lesson was to practice forehand passes, backhand passes. So what was I involved with in my placement? Throughout my placement, I got involved with many subjects outside of PE. So I got involved in maths, English, science, but also at break and lunch times I got involved with playing hockey with the students, basketball and just playground activities. But inside the classroom I was working one-to-one with some students, sometimes to develop their knowledge. So the learning outcomes I set myself. So by the end of my placement, I wanted to be able to deliver good quality lessons independently with a confident manner. And also by the end of my placement, I wanted to be able to reflect upon my planning and delivery of my lessons, implementing my strengths and reflecting on my weak areas to become an overall better teacher. And my personal learning outcome was to develop my adaptability to remain calm under high-strung, stressed situations in a variety of circumstances. So the future importance for my learning outcomes were to assess what works well when teaching, as it allows me to develop all those techniques greater. I wanted to see what approach with learning works best with the students, and it also improves my self-awareness for what doesn't aid the right way for the students to learn properly, and I want to improve on that. So giving visual demonstrations, etc. So what is SEND? Those under SEND strive to aim for the following. So for all students to be in an inclusive environment where their needs are met without discrimination and judgment, and for teacher-student relationships to have a form of understanding, and for everyone to treat them equally. So what is ADHD and learning? So ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, and it can be treated with medication, but it can be more common amongst boys than it is girls. So when it comes to ADHD, it's vital to have a positive environment where you're positively encouraging the students to take part, as it'll motivate them to work harder. But the teachers in my placement helped not only those with ADHD or anybody under SEN, but overall everyone, as they had a positive and engaging environment. The impact of SEN on learning can range from adapting lessons to make it easier. So for tennis example, for example, when you're in PE, you would like switch out the type of balls used. So if they found it too hard, we'd use a sponge ball. If they found it too easy, we'd use a tennis ball. You could have smaller rackets or bigger rackets. So having that positive reinforcement really allows you to connect you to connect to those who need it. So my experience in teaching a student with ADHD, I picked up on his reading skills were delayed, and the student was often distracted and he would fidget a lot, but the environment that he was learning in was welcoming and warm, so he wouldn't feel judged by staff or peers. So this student was treated equally from the teachers and peers, to really stray away from the stereotype of social exclusion when it comes to those with any SEN. So he was very included throughout my whole time working with him for my placement. The student was able to make friends. He was very outgoing, had a high level confidence and very high self-esteem. So my employability at the end of this placement. Doing this placement makes me more employable because I'm able to make new connections, I can plan lessons in advance, I've gained organisation skills, and I can deliver lessons in a professional manner. So my reflectiveness to analyse my performance around others around me has improved. My oral presentations are much better, and my decision making and adaptability is much better than before. So my reflectiveness and promoting good progress and outcomes for students. So by analysing my weak areas, such as when I first came, my lack of encouragement and demonstrations was very low. However, I improved this and I learned from it, and I was able to give demonstrations more and really make sure I'm connected with the students, giving clear instructions so they understand and they have the demonstration to go for. So when I first started my placement, I was shy and I was quiet, but throughout the weeks I became more vocal and confident, being able to put out expectations I had out there, where I had clear communication abilities, asking what I needed to do better, and what I did well with the staff. So my decision making when adapting to fit the needs and requirements of pupils. So I improved my decision making skills as I can now think quick and off my feet when in these lessons. So in English, if someone needs help, I'll be able to go over there, help them, and move on straight away without being stuck there thinking about it. I now just know to do it. And I can also challenge students in this manner as well. So my action plan for the next 6 months is to finish my degree, stay up to date with educational research, and I want to set clear goals for myself for the future. And by doing all of this, it will not only benefit students but myself into becoming a better teacher, as there's always something to improve on when you're teaching, and to make an impact on these students' lives, and to stress the importance of lifelong health and being healthy, and for them to have an engaging lesson, being active for 75% of the lesson when we do it. So, what has my placement taught me? It's taught me how to successfully deliver good quality lessons involving the pedagogy in practice. So implementing the pedagogy theory in practice allows me to provide education to the students in a fun and engaging manner, whilst also teaching me how it's important to address students' behaviour in private. So the student that I was working with who had ADHD, so he would get up out of his chair, he would fidget. So to do this, I would tell him privately, like, this is not okay, you need to concentrate. Then I would give him this fidget toy, and after he had this, he would sit down, he would crack on with the lesson, and he would concentrate without distracting others around him. Doing this allows them to feel less humiliated and welcomed and appreciated and heard. So I've also learned the importance of having good organisation skills for dealing with time management in an efficient manner and to be more patient and understanding with the students. I've also learned how to critically reflect upon my teaching and decision making, which allows me to understand what I didn't do well and what I can improve on. And prior to this placement, I also came in 2 days before that, so this also allowed me to form a little form of expectations and trust with the students before I came in, building a good foundation. So this placement has taught me a lot, and it's taught me how to overall become a better teacher, and it's really made me passionate for the way that teaching can inspire and motivate students for further on throughout their life.